So my name is Angus Winchester. I'm a hospitality expert, 30 years in the industry. I'm currently the Global Director of Education for BCB, which of course means Berlin, Brooklyn, and now Sao Paulo. So BCB stands for Bar Convent Berlin, and it started in Berlin, I think 13 years ago, by a group of bartenders who were actually running a bartender magazine. They looked around the world and saw other bartending shows and thought Germany needed one too. So it was very much set up by bartenders, and it was successful. It grew and grew outside Berlin, through Germany, and very rapidly became almost the European bar show. It continued to grow and finally reached a point where they realized that they couldn't really do it justice. And so they brought in Reed Exhibitions, a large exhibition company, to be able to support it properly. They ran it for 2 years before Reed in the US said they very much requested a show over there, a show in New York, which really needed a bar show but didn't have one, and BCB Brooklyn was born, and now BCB Sao Paulo, the third iteration, and to a certain extent, my little baby. So this is actually my third time to Brazil, my second time in Sao Paulo, but obviously my first time for BCB Sao Paulo. And I have to say, over the 10 years that it's been, I've noticed a huge difference. Whereas before the bartenders were passionate, but lacked some of the techniques, some of the ingredients, and maybe even just some of the ideas, and of course a clientele who would drink those ideas. But in the last 3 or 4 years, I've literally seen the scene explode as I've read more about Brazilian bartenders doing fantastic things. I've seen Brazilian bartenders do very well at the global competitions, but also of course we're seeing a spread of not just Brazilian spirits, but also the recognition that South American flavors, some of the most incredible in the world and some of the most under-recognized in the world. So I'm excited, not just to be here now, but to see what the future has to hold. So I'm a huge believer in education. My father writes educational style books, and I truly believe that you never learn less, and that you should be curious, you should constantly try and find out more in order to live a better life and do a better job. Having said that, I do believe that no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And while you can read and learn everything about cachaça from a book or the back of a bottle, or of course the skilled educator, you also have to remember that you're serving it to people, and that you learn constantly about people, the human element of our job. But of course, there's more product and more interesting products to be learning about all the time. There are new techniques and understanding why we use those techniques, as well as, of course, how to provide better hospitality and better service, which is, at the end of the day, the key to our job. But never stop learning, never think you know it all, and respect the teachers, because giving up your time to educate, to inspire, not to train, because we train horses and dogs, but to educate and inspire. It's the basis of progress in any society, in any industry. So I'm standing here obviously in the Pernod Ricard stand, because Pernod Ricard and BCB, as with many drinks companies, have a strong relationship. This is a great way of getting close to basically the ultimate salesperson, the last person in the line who could really make a customer love or hate a brand. But I love seeing the executions in all the 3 various bar shows. They keep evolving, using their brands in interesting ways to demonstrate the personalities of the brands, but also recognizing the personalities of the markets they're in. They do a fantastic job, not just of creating great liquid, but also supporting the people who help really support the brands. I think we know that Brazilians pretty much rule the world of football, and I can see a time when you're really up there in the equivalent of the Premier League of bartenders as well. But continue to be passionate, continue to be humble, continue to learn, continue to share, continue to travel, and also welcome other bartenders into your community with open arms. And good luck.